Manchester United transfer plan could change by signing £18 million Premier League star. With Ralf Rangnick now having settled into his first few weeks at Manchester United, it's likely that an internal shortlist of transfer targets might have already been drawn up with the January transfer window looming. Top of that list will more than likely be a new midfielder. However, it'll be interesting to see whether those plans are altered with the potential emerging ability of Everton left-back Lucas Digne. The French international joined the Toffees in the summer of 2018 from Barcelona and has been one of the Premier League's standout performers over the last 3 years. Digne's been a less prominent figure for Everton decisions, without registering 0 goals or assists, something that's largely been a consequence of his change in role under manager Rafael Benitez. Since the former Liverpool and Chelsea manager arrived at Goodison Park, he has tried to make Everton a more compact side. Part of this has been restricting the taking freedom given to wings back, namely Digne and right-sided teammate Seamus Coleman. Frustrated by Everton's more offensive approach and the impact it was having on his own personal performances, Digne raised it in a heated exchange with Benitez. The Everton boss was clearly unimpressed with Digne confronting him, and the 28-year-old has been left out of the matchday squad for each of the Blues' last 2 leagues match. There was an expectation that Digne will be reintroduced to the starting lineup for Everton's trip to Chelsea on Thursday. But Benitez confirmed in his press conference on Wednesday afternoon that Digne has ruled himself out of the class, stating he was ill. Yesterday, we did a training season and Digne was in the 11. Today, he said he is ill and is not available. Reading between the lines, the indication is that Digne might have opted to declare himself unavailable for the class in protest of the cold treatment he has received from Benitez across the past 2 weeks. It's also more than likely that Digne will be keen to leave Everton as long as Benitez remains in charge. Additionally, Benitez himself has proven in the past that he's uncompromising when it comes to shutting out players he believes have crossed him. The Spaniard wasted no time in pushing out James Rodriguez this summer, shortly after arriving. It's looking increasingly likely that Digne could be available for a surprise transfer in January, and this is where Man United could potentially step in and profit. Ralf Rangnick is now in Manchester United hot seat after the sacking of Oliver Structures and form is picking up. Also, Lucas Digne has been United's first choice left back pretty much since his arrival in 2014. His time at Old Trafford has been plagued by inconsistent runs of form, especially decisions, which has put his positions within the side under serious scrutiny for arguably the first time. And in terms of a potential replacement, it's easy to see why Digne could be appealing. Last season, when given a bit more freedom by then Everton manager Carlo Ancelotti, the defender registered 7 league assists, the same number that he managed in the campaigns before. He ranked joint top across the Premier League in his positions in terms of expected assists, XA per 90. And ranked 5 from the same group in terms of the highest average number of key passes played across the campaigns too. Although Digne's pass threats are globally calm with the ball, he's still a more than proficient defender without it, which will no doubt be one of the reasons why Benitez was eager to have him playing more defensive role decisions. United could well snap the Frenchman up for a reassemble fee given the context of his issues at Goodison. Yet it remains to be seen whether they'll have the funds available to strengthen the positions that's perhaps not considered a priority. This is especially the case given that behind some, Alex Telles continues to give a good account of himself when bestowed minutes on the pitch, and he could well push the England international for a more regular starting role should both players continue on this trajectory.